Rams at your Vikings and Kirk Cousins, so 49.
I'm bringing a big bag of cold to this one. We're going under on this. I just feel like with the Rams getting back to full health and having Jalen Ramsey out there, it's going to be enough to slow down the Vikings here at home. Again, you've got Kirk Cousins going up against a good team. You know, we saw what he did last week against the Bears, which was really not much. He threw for 2 touchdown passes and basically a sub 50% completion rate. I also think the Rams on the road here, you know, I know they're the high-flying offense, and I do like Matthew Stafford as a dark horse for MVP, and Cooper Kupp playing, amazing. But I think if they get a lead here, like, they're just going to sit on it with their running backs, very similar to what they did last week against the Seahawks. So I think this total, well, we have 2 good offenses. I think this total is ripe for an under here. 49, it just feels a little bit too high at this point in the season.
How do you feel about this total, Pearce?
I'm going to take the over. The Vikings, 6 of their last 8 games, they've gone over. And in those 6, they've cleared the over by 13 points on average. So this weren't even close. The 2 times they missed, obviously that Bears debacle the other night. And then against the Chargers, it was a 53.5 total, which is pretty high. And they missed mainly because it was just one of those typical Charger games where the offense didn't show up for Los Angeles. Justin Herbert threw for under 200 yards. Austin Eckler under 50 yards rushing. So just one of those typical Chargers games. My issue would be the Rams offense not looking that great the other night. But if you look at it, they were 0 for 4 on 3rd and long, and it just didn't do anything in the first half. But they came back in the second half, scored 17 points, ended up with a 50% third down conversion rate, which is higher than their season average. The Rams offense, I think they're going to be fine. I don't want to overreact to one poor half, and the Vikings tend to go over more, so I'll take the over.
All right, Steve, you're a little concerned about the Rams offense here.
Not really, and these are the 2 teams that are, one of the 2 of the 5 teams that have gone over more than 50% of the time. But like we just saw Kirk Cousins play the Bears last week. They had no starting defensive backs in that team, and he still managed to complete only 50% of his pass attempts. Are you kidding? Now he's going to go against the Rams and like Jalen Ramsey and all that, and we're like, oh, Pearce is like, oh, God, I totally got to get the over on this one. Like that was a disaster by the Vikings. Like there's no other way you can put that they literally had 5 defensive backs on the COVID list, and Kirk Cousins was barely averaging 4 yards per pass attempt. That was brutal. Now they're going to face a much better secondary. This game's going under, baby.